Hey, what's up? It's Primetime Football, and today we're going to go over possibly the biggest game this season, at least so far, UGA at Alabama. So what I like to do when I'm going over games and trying to make a prediction is I think of how both teams can win the game, and then I basically just predict which one's more likely to happen. So for Alabama to win this game, or first, actually, let's start off with just going over how the teams have played this season. Alabama has beaten Missouri, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. Offense has looked great. It's been the best in the country so far this season. Defense has been a little suspect, especially against Ole Miss last week. Allowed 48 points and well over 600 yards. Ole Miss is a great offense, but that still should not be happening. They're having struggles on defense. For Georgia, they have beaten Arkansas, Auburn, and Tennessee, so two top 15 teams, although Auburn, they both lost today. But their offense has been, I'd say, an improvement from last year behind Stetson Bennett. The offensive line's just been a little inconsistent for them. I'd say that's the issue. And Stetson Bennett's a little limited. Defense has been the best in the country on the other side of the ball. I think maybe statistically, it's a pretty similar defense to last year. The only difference right now is that they have an actual elite pass rush, which they haven't had in the past few years. So that'll be big for them, especially in this game. But first, we're going to go over how Alabama can win this game. So on Alabama's defense, what they have to do is limit the ground game and make Stetson Bennett try to beat you with his arm. Because Stetson Bennett, I would say, is more of a game manager quarterback. He's not going to be able to keep up with Mac Jones trading points down the field. So if they limit the ground game from UGA, make Stetson Bennett have to consistently beat them, then I think they'll be pretty successful. And on offense, they just got to be their usual selves. Just Alabama putting up points, being explosive, all that stuff. It'll be tough because it's Georgia. They haven't seen a defense like this season, and maybe not even on all last season. Mac Jones definitely has not seen a defense like this before. But basically, they just got to be their usual selves. On the other side, how Georgia can win on defense, what they have to do is limit big plays from Alabama. Alabama has been living off the big plays, whether it's been with Tua or even Mac Jones this season. They're just bombing down the field over and over again, and it's been working so far for them. But if anybody can stop them from doing that, it's Georgia. They have an elite secondary. Richard LeCounte, Eric Stokes, Tyson Campbell. I think they'll be able to limit them pretty well. But that's going to be important for them. Another thing they're going to need to do is win the line of scrimmage. They're going to be able to – I feel like they're going to be able to stop the run today. And that's basically what they've done all season. Last week, people were talking about Tennessee, maybe the best offensive line in the country. They come into Athens and get held to -1 rushing yards with sacks. But still, that's very impressive. There was 5 sacks on Jarrett Garantano. That's really, really good. They are first in rushing yards so far this season. I think it's like less than 50 maybe, but very impressive front seven. On offense for Georgia, they're going to have to establish the ground game, get Zamir White, Kenny McIntosh, James Cook. They're going to have to get them going early. So basically they want Stetson Bennett to have the easiest possible game. Just quick, easy throws, not have to put him in positions where he's going to have to make a big throw on 3rd and long. If they can keep them in easy positions, they should be pretty successful. Now we're just going to go over some key matchups that I think will help decide this game. The first one, of course, the one everybody's looking at. Alabama's receiving core versus Georgia's cornerbacks and safeties, I guess. Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith are both first-round picks this year, 100%. And then Georgia's got 2 corners that are possible first-round picks as well, Eric Stokes and Tyson Campbell. Richard LeCounte is a top 60 pick. Their secondary is just great. But that will be important to whoever wins this game. Another matchup is Georgia's offensive line versus Alabama's front seven. Alabama's front seven has been not great this season, especially not in pass defense, at least the linebackers. Georgia's offensive line has also been pretty inconsistent at times. They haven't really had a lot of explosive runs. They've run the ball okay, not great at all though. Definitely not where they need to be. But we'll see if they can show up today. So with my prediction, I believe on Georgia's defensive side of the ball, they can win the line of scrimmage. Najee Harris, I don't think will be that big of a factor in this game. Georgia's just too good and too deep on the defensive line and their linebackers. I just don't think he's going to have a big day today or be that much of a factor. If Alabama wins, it's going to be because of Mac Jones' arm and Alabama holding Stetson Bennett back. On offense, for UGA, their offensive line and Alabama's front seven, I say it's pretty even. UGA is going to need to win that battle, but I'd say it's going to be pretty even today. And Stetson's not going to be able to consistently move the ball down the field like Mac Jones will. Even though it's Georgia's defense, I trust Mac Jones to convert on a 3rd and long way more than I do Stetson Bennett. And as good as Georgia's secondary is, I don't know anybody in college football that can consistently cover Jalen Waddle. Maybe even in the NFL, not many guys can do it. He's just way too good, way too fast, way too shifty. They might be able to limit the over top throws, but they won't be able to keep him down all game. I got Georgia slowing down Alabama's offense early, but they'll get rolling. And I got 31-24 Alabama. So comment your prediction down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you.